The stage has been set for Super Bowl 59. Both conferences sent their best, and a couple of powerhouses are set to face off in the biggest game of the year. Representing the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles, while the Kansas City Chiefs are set to represent the AFC for the third straight season, attempting to become the first team in the Super Bowl era to ever win 3 straight titles. Today, we are set to cover both teams' paths to the big game and plead their case on why they will become Super Bowl champs, before ultimately giving our prediction. Eagles' path to the Super Bowl. The Eagles came into the year off the back of a disappointing end to their 2023 campaign, where they were stunned in the wild card round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, they made some big moves in the offseason, most notably signing Saquon Barkley, an already elite talent who has absolutely flourished behind an incredible Philly offensive line. They had a rather shaky start to their season, kicking off the year with a 2-2 record before heading into their Week 5 bye. But, coming out of this bye week, they looked like a completely different team. The Eagles went on to win their next 10 games, picking up impressive wins over playoff-caliber teams like the Washington Commanders, Los Angeles Rams, Baltimore Ravens, and Los Angeles Rams. They only suffered one more loss before the regular season came to an end, falling to the Commanders in a contest that saw Kenny Pickett spend a majority of the game at the starting quarterback spot after Jalen Hurts went down with a concussion. The Eagles kicked off their postseason run with a wild card matchup against the Green Bay Packers. They stayed in complete control the entirety of the game and dominated the Packers on both sides of the ball. Philly ran a very balanced attack in this matchup, with Hurts throwing for 131 yards and a pair of touchdowns, while Barkley dominated on the ground for 119 yards in the 22-10 win. In the divisional round, they took on the Los Angeles Rams. Philadelphia's pass defense was a bit lacking in this matchup, however. Once again, Barkley was able to put the team on his back and carry the team to another victory, this time rushing for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. This was a game that came down to the wire, and the Rams had the ball in scoring position with just less than a minute on the clock. The Eagles' defense was able to clamp up when it mattered most, and they escaped with a 28-22 win. In the NFC Championship, the Eagles had arguably their strongest performance of the entire season against the Commanders. Philadelphia's ground game once again could not be stopped in this matchup, with Hurts and Barkley combining for 134 yards and a ridiculous 6 touchdowns. It did not take long for the Eagles to take a commanding lead in this matchup, and they came out with an absolutely dominant 55-23 win. Case for them to win it all. The Eagles very well could be the team that puts an end to what is looking like one of, if not the most dominant tier in NFL history. While it will take a nearly perfect game from them to take down the Chiefs, they have the weapons to make it happen. The strength of their offense comes from their rushing attack, currently ranking 2nd in rushing yards and 2nd in rushing touchdowns. This dominant ground game also allows the Eagles to control the clock and limit their opponents' opportunities to touch the ball. While they rank much less impressively through the air, 29th in yards and 12th in touchdowns, they still have a very talented passing game when they need to be, and these ranks mainly come as a result of them passing less than any other team in the league. On the defensive side of the ball, the Eagles are one of the most well-rounded units in the entire league. They currently allow the fewest passing yards and 6th fewest passing touchdowns. Things do not get much better for opposing teams when they try to keep the ball on the ground, either with the Eagles giving up the 10th fewest yards and 2nd fewest touchdowns. Pairing this with the team being ranked 6th in turnovers and 1st in total yards allowed, the Chiefs may have met their match. Even with all of the firepower that Philadelphia possesses on the offensive side of the ball, they will need their defense to show up and at the very least slow down Mahomes through the air. If they are able to force even a turnover or two, or even a couple crucial stops, it could be all the offense needs to take this game. Expect the Eagles to lean heavily on Barkley through the matchup, trying to milk as much time off of the clock as they can and limit the amount of time that Mahomes has the ball in his hands. This will be their key to success and focus coming into this game. If they are able to execute this game plan, there is a very strong chance that they leave the game as Super Bowl champions and put an end to Kansas City's reign of terror over the league. Chiefs' path to the Super Bowl Kansas City came into the season with a huge target on their back, ending their 2023 campaign with their second straight title, this time taking down the San Francisco 49ers. It was clear that the pressure did not affect them in the slightest, and they kicked off the season with 9 straight wins, taking down 3 playoff-caliber teams in the process: the Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. While these ranks should not blow you away by any means, it is important to keep in mind that the Chiefs have been playing at best above average football and have only lost 1 game this season in which their starters were not resting. This is a fact that should absolutely terrify the Eagles players and fans alike. It appears as if Mahomes has figured out how to beat almost any team without looking elite by any means. In fact, this has arguably been his worst season since he took over as the team's starter, and it has not made a difference. The Chiefs have effortlessly had their way with the rest of the league in 2024, and there is a chance that this trend continues in the Super Bowl. Who will win Super Bowl 59? There are compelling cases for both teams to come out on top in the Super Bowl, but we think that the Eagles will find a way to defy the odds and finish the season as Super Bowl champions. We believe they still have a sour taste in their mouths as a result of the Chiefs taking them down in the big game in 2023, and the addition of Saquon Barkley will be what makes the difference in this game. If they are able to win the battle at the line of scrimmage, and Barkley is able to continue to dominate opposing defenses, Philly should be able to control the clock and end the greatest run in modern football history.